Hey y'all, welcome to Convos with Bree. I am back officially. So today, May 17th, is my birthday. It is 2026. I am 39 years old today. And when I started this journey, hmm, I guess I can't even really say that because honestly, I have been on this lifetime journey of trying to understand other humans, understanding some of the bleakest places and emotions on this planet. I have been absolutely obsessed with understanding reactions and responses, thoughts, decisions, the way that our emotions can just take over. Even the best of us, even on my absolute best days where I feel fully present, fully checked in, fully aware of what it is I need to do and who I need to be for that day, something can happen that catches me off guard. And I'm struggling. All of a sudden, my reactions are not soft the way that I want them to be. They are full of emotion and chaos and doubt, honestly, fear, all of it. I've noticed for myself personally that my defense mechanism has been so built in and ingrained into my system, into my unconscious energy, that I don't even know sometimes when it's going to happen, when I'm going to be caught off guard. And honestly, I took a really, really big break from podcasting, from coaching, from everything because life just felt extremely overwhelming. Um, Little backstory, I sold the house that I had purchased. I spent 3.5 years on the road. My partner was with me for the majority of the time on the road, but I did have a 9-month stint where I was on the road by myself, which I never expected to do. And he was back in Iowa rehabbing. Another story for another day. But in the 3+ years that I spent on the road, I I learned things and I got this quiet peace that I really have needed for a lifetime. And it allowed me to process and put all of these pieces, all of this information that I have learned throughout my time on this earth, these 39 very, very hard, very, very beautiful years. And it just felt so fitting that this would be the day that I come back, that I am visible again, that I stop being afraid. Because, like I said, y'all, I got really good at what I did. I got really good at helping in a way that truly changed lives, truly mattered. It allowed people to recognize themselves and meet themselves in ways that they maybe never have before. And I really started to understand this gift that I have. But in turn, it terrified me. And while I never quit working on this, I just lessened my visibility and I took away the ability to pay me for a lot of my resources because I was struggling with doubt. I was struggling with a lot of self-doubt. And there were a lot of places that energy was coming from externally, but none of that really mattered. None of that should have fazed me the way that it did, but I allowed it to because I wanted an excuse to pump the brakes. I wanted to say, well, this person's being mean to me and it's making me rethink things because I want to protect myself more than I want to help. But that wasn't true. My unconscious energy wanted to keep me safe more than it wanted to allow me to step out on this path in which I do what I do. I use my gift. I use this power for great things and for alignment and connection with others within. It's just a beautiful place to be. It's all I want to do. It's all I can do. Even when I try to step away, I just am so drawn back to it. I cannot deny that this is the path for me. And that felt incredibly scary and incredibly overwhelming. And I allowed all of my own inner doubt to come out. And I spent a lot of time internally upset with myself. I felt like I was letting you guys down. I felt like I was leaving you. And so many of you have told me how much this matters and why this matters. And your stories have impacted me in ways that you will never understand. You will never know, because so many of you think that you are so small or so insignificant and that you were putting me out, or that your story was just too ridiculous or too stupid. Like, why would I want to help you with something that was so obvious, but you couldn't figure out how to change it, how to reroute, how to do something differently? And you didn't realize that that's where, while you were figuring yourself out, you were also helping me figure myself out, my gifts, my true purpose on this earth. You were taking things that I struggled with for years and external sources that made me feel terrible for being able to acknowledge things about themselves that they couldn't acknowledge within. You took all of this experience that was negative and you started wiping it away. You started replacing it with stories that, when I started actually saying, I'm going to do this, and I went to school for coaching, and I started doing the coaching program and getting my ass handed to me. Oh my God, everything I thought that I had overcome, my depression, my grief around death, my absolute just devastation around what things have happened in my life that built my foundation. I thought I was actually through it, if I'm honest, at that point in time. I thought I'm over it. I'm doing so great. I can help anyone. And then people started coming to me for real and just watching the videos. And I had so many of you that were just watching and not saying anything. And so I got the hate, but I didn't get a lot of the love at first. So that was very challenging to keep going, because I was also full of self-doubt and questioning if I was really capable of this, if I was right about my gift. I didn't understand it well enough, and I didn't allow myself to. So I just felt so internally conflicted. And the only way to get over that was just to get out here and hit record and not overanalyze too much, which was a whole nother, that was hard. That was very hard. And I still, to this day, I have burned and deleted and just gotten rid of so much of my work that was beautiful that I couldn't. I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. And I beat myself up a lot about not being ready, especially thinking back to all of the stories that did eventually come through and make their way to me about how impactful it was and what was changing. And guys, I'm not talking like, oh, I don't get mad anymore when that happens. I am talking, my husband and I were getting a divorce. I was in an abusive marriage. I was in an abusive career. I felt like the worst mom ever. I was losing all faith in myself. I felt like I was dead. I was never coming back. I felt like I would never get over this loss. These types of situations. I never thought I could repair this relationship. My husband is healthy now. Our marriage is better than ever. He is making up for it every day, what has happened. Like, you are the only one that didn't tell me I had to leave. You were the only one that was seeking to understand me instead of worrying about my safety. Because I'm not here to make decisions for anyone. I'm not here to make false promises that I will change your life. And if you have a conversation with me, that you'll walk away from that conversation feeling like rainbows and butterflies and life makes sense. Well, yeah, that might happen. More times than not, I stir up the dust. I stir up things that people have been avoiding for years. I ask questions that the answer is so clear that they almost can't believe they didn't see this for all these years. And that doesn't usually come with happiness. That comes with a mix: anger, grief, sadness, all of these things. Because how could you have let yourself struggle for so long? How could you have not seen this for so long? How is it so obvious to me and yet so far away for you? And I struggled there for years because I couldn't figure out how to quite bridge that gap between those negative emotions and feeling attacked versus I'm here to just help you meet yourself. This has nothing to do with me. This is my talent. This is my gift. This is the thing that makes me so incredibly unique and sets me apart from every single person that is trying to do anything in this field. I've been doing this my entire life, since I was a small child. And every time that I have gone quiet and hibernated away from the world for a bit, it was truly to hone in on my own understanding of self, what these things did to me, how it felt when I was suddenly aware that I was the problem, that I was causing these internal systems, that I was building what was happening within. I was in charge of that. I was building it. But I gave so much power to the external, to the mean words, to the unjust actions, to everything that was not fair, everything that was hurtful, everything that shouldn't be. And I let it anger me, and I let it exhaust me, and I let it run me. And it wasn't until Marco just was like, he was going through a lot of things too, and really hard things, and we just couldn't seem to get our feet on the ground. Everything we tried was wrong. Everything we tried failed miserably. The people that we thought, not all of them, we have some exceptional people in our lives, but we also had a handful of people that we really thought were our people, that we gave whatever we could to, that we poured into, and we loved them so incredibly much. And they were so hurtful and vindictive and just mean. They were just so mean. They were mean behind our back. They were mean to other people. They were just negative, negative, negative. And we could not seem to get away from them. We could not seem to control our own emotions when it would come up, when they would just refuse to leave us be. It was exhausting. And then I had a pivotal moment where after we sold everything and we hit the road, Marco was carrying it all with him on the road. And he could not let it go. And it felt like instead of lessening, it all amplified for him. And him and I started to fall apart. And then everything got crazy. And life as I knew it completely fell apart. And the road was not anything that I thought it was going to be. At first, it was absolutely terrible. And when I ended up on the road by myself, I was paralyzed with fear. I was paralyzed with grief, with sadness. I could not believe what had transpired. It felt like being struck by lightning twice. It felt like I was just set up to fail for the rest of my life. And I just didn't think I would ever stop feeling just absolutely trapped here on earth. And there was no getting away from anything that was wrong, because most of what was wrong was happening internally. It was my thoughts. It was my actions. It was my reactions. It was the way my body felt. It was my nervous system, my unconscious energy, all of these things that felt like I would never be able to change them. And the more I learned, the more I seemed incapable. It was like the more answers that I had at this point, the more lost I felt, because I just felt completely alone. I felt like I was the only person that understood this in this way. And I kept, one other thing I have to tell you. I kept seeing things online about these coaches just killing it. And they had these funnels and these systems, and their pages looked beautiful, and their videos were so perfect, and everything was perfect. And I couldn't even look online anymore. Every time I saw somebody doing anything that I was attempting to do in the way that they were doing it, it rubbed my entire cellular being in the wrong way. So much so that I went to school for coaching. I am still in school for multiple other forms of coaching and wellness. And I quit doing everything. I couldn't even say the word coach. It was just, it felt like the most completely unaligned word for me. I am not a coach. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not really coaching you. I'm having conversations with you. I am consulting at times and letting you know what feels like those alarm bells, those, hey, pay attention here. This part is off. Those things. And I have questions that make you've probably never had them asked in that way. I don't coach. I don't guide. I don't know. It's not therapy. It's not this. It's not that. Nothing about me is perfect. Nothing about me is organized or super clean or neat. I get so overwhelmed with all of that stuff. I'm just vibing, y'all. I'm just vibing. I have no script ever. I don't plan any of these things, because every single time I have tried to plan it, it has been awful. Pump the brakes. Right now, my office was supposed to be completely set up, but we are setting up everything else, and it did not happen. So my screen just stopped. I gotta make sure it's still recording. It is. Hopefully, we can edit this part out. And now I've lost my train of thought. See. Okay, this is what you're gonna get here, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. I just want to tell you all that I am back. I am here. I am better than ever. I am more myself than ever, which is what I mean. So when I say that, it will not be perfect. It will not be funnels and money, 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 money. Ugh, I can't. It's disgusting. If you want to have a real conversation with me, book a convo on convoswithbree.com. If you want to just have a conversation and see if it's for you, just fill out the form. I don't even have payments on there. I don't have anything. You fill out the form. You let me know what you want, because every conversation is different. Every human comes in at a different level. I need to see what it is you're bringing, what you need help with. And that's the thing. You can literally bring anything at all to the table. It can be some deep, deep issue that you have been dealing with your entire life. It can be, I don't know, every Monday I wake up and I feel awful. It can be literally anything. We could have a 10-minute conversation. We could have a 2-hour conversation. That just flows naturally. I do not set limits like that. I do not set my day around multiple appointments and trying to just get in and get out. It's just whatever the vibe is, whatever the energy is between us. It is always what it needs to be. I have yet to experience otherwise. I think that's what the first part of my life was about. All it was experiencing otherwise and not understanding that this is what I was meant to do. And now I'm aligned, y'all. I know with this fire that nobody can take from me. As long as I am alive, I will be here doing this. I am back home. I am in a house in Davenport, Iowa. I am so grateful to every single person that has helped us learn, that has challenged us in ways that made us grow exponentially, in ways that we never would have grown if it had not been for the mean energy, the hard energy, the chaos, the turbulent times, the challenging times that I really honestly never thought that I would make it through. I never expected to learn through them, of all things. I thought that I would wear them like armor for the rest of my life. And now I don't have any of that. I have so much peace for every single person in my life who has been a part of my life. I hold none of this anymore. It is off me. It is gone. If we have ever had a bad moment, poof, y'all, it's not with me. If you still hold a hard moment with me, it is completely within yourself. Our connection is tethered. And if I see you, I would love to meet who you are now. I would love to have a conversation. I am back home. Iowa is truly my home. And the people that I met on the road are family. I am not kidding you guys. Incredible humans. Everything I needed. The nature, sitting out in the middle of the desert, seeing the ocean, seeing all the green rolling hills and the animals and just life. It reminded me and checked me back in a way that I have needed for so long. It reminded me what is important, what is truly, truly important and worth it, and what matters. And none of that heavy, hard energy is what matters. It's not what you want to haul around. It doesn't, for me, I needed to learn that hauling around all my hurt, all my grief, all my sorrow, all my loss, all my devastation, all my hurt, all my hard times wasn't building me. It was hindering me. It was holding me back. And I was creating my own jail, my own chains, my own blocks, my own everything. And until I could admit that I had a role in my suffering, it was never going to change. And until I could stop beating myself up that I was feeling these things, it was never going to change. Love, softness, genuine authenticity, curiosity, excitement for the process. That's where it came to life. So, y'all, it's my birthday. I'm back in Iowa. I'm back in the Quad Cities. I have no plans to leave again. This is my home. This is my base. This is where I want to be. For the first time, I think, in my entire life, I am like, I love being here because my people are here. And so many of my memories are here that have built me into who I am today. And I am so grateful and I'm so excited to pour into my community, to pour into my people. This is where it's at. This is where I build. And for my birthday, I would love nothing more. If I have touched your life in some way, please let me know. Write it on my social media, DM me a message, shoot me a message, send me an email, fill out a Convos with Bree form at convoswithbree.com. Let's just do this. Let's do this, y'all. Let's connect. Let's create the communities. Let's all be in our power today. Let's all be in this new moon energy. Let's all start. This is day 1 of my 365-day challenge. Every day I will be getting on here and making a raw ass video like this and just talking. There will be no perfection. There will be all kinds of random things that will spark that I'll be like, oh, learn from that. That wasn't perfect. But I'm here for it. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn with you guys. I'm ready. And I know that means I'll never be fully ready, but I'll learn and I'll grow. And the things that aren't perfect will evolve. The only way to do it is to start. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. Remember, nothing meant for you will miss you. Just keep going.